We got some camera angles going now.
Yep. How many cameras we got? 3?
We got three cameras, one GoPro,
What's
2
up?
phones. Yeah, we're trying to hit that Joe Rogan production level.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have that kind of spaceship studio, but I like how he did his new one, by the way. His new studio, I like it better than his old one.
Yeah.
I didn't mind the old one, but yeah, it was kind of weird.
Yeah, I mean, you figured as he goes on, he's going to continue to just improve everything. So it was just natural that he improved the studio. So
yeah, but I like the new one a lot. So still at the Simply Nano office, but we're doing different videos, trying to get some different angles. Our YouTube is up and running, doing full episodes and then clips, and just kind of messing with some stuff.
Yeah.
So it's fun. I know I've been talking about video for a long time. When we first did, my mom was like, "Oh, I thought you were going to have your YouTube up by now." I was like, "Thanks, Mom."
Carol, keeping you accountable.
I know. Love it. But some days it's like, God damn it.
Yeah.
You're right. How was your weekend, Tim?
Good, man.
Yeah?
I mean, if it was any better, there'd be 2 of me that could handle everything. But, things are going really well. Business is going extremely well. The clients continue to keep on coming in. Continuous improvement. I've been trying to continue to take what clients tell me, questions they ask, in all parts of the process, whether it's in the discovery phase of me gaining their needs or just like throughout the whole process, injecting those questions back into how I improve my processes. And we've talked about it before about writing out our processes for when we scale our businesses and teach other people how to do it. So for me, I'm not looking at it as like I'm going to dedicate this time only to writing it. Like I want to continue to write it and then continue to keep on revising the way I run my processes and standard operating procedures. And things are going extremely well and continuing to get more referrals. And I'm getting to the point where I'm pretty much like booked to the max. Like I can't really take on more clients than what I am right now. So adjusting some things in my pricing and different offerings to kind of accommodate for that and put different processes in there to accommodate all types of needs. So things are going really well.
So have you increased your prices a little bit?
I have, because I mean, naturally I'm going to be doing that every year. And after about the 50th person who told me, "Hey, you don't charge enough," I think it was about time to adjust some things because
losing my stand.
I don't want to get too deep into it, but people do really get a lot for what they pay for with my service and just the responsiveness aspect and the personalization. And I think my ability to ask the right questions with people to get the most out of them, I think is invaluable.
Yeah. Sorry, I was losing my stand here.
Oh, you're good.
But and like as you do more, your experience goes up, your knowledge goes up. So naturally your price should go up. But it's good that it's good that you're booked out, man. That's cool to hear. Yeah, I see you post about your reviews and things. A lot of happy customers. Yeah,
and that's another thing I've been more strategic about doing is not being afraid to ask people to write a recommendation for me because I figure if people are willing to continue to refer other people to me, they should be willing to write something out for me. And I think that's for any type of business, social proof and what other people are saying goes a long way. I mean, the value that other people say about you is much more than what you can say about yourself to the person up front. So
reviews over like almost everything. Like forget brand name. If this off-brand thing has a better review than this Nike thing, and they're like, say they reach a specific shoe, it's like, all right, I'm gonna go with an off-brand because I don't care about a brand name. And the reviews are 10 times better. Okay, that's what I want. Performance. I want to pay for your marketing.
And I'm starting to like categorize my my examples and my social proof. Like I have like resume samples for HR people, resume samples for sales people now. Like I don't just have like a list of a few samples. Like I now have a direct solution for any type of person that approaches me. So like that's good. I'll be like, hey, here are HR example resumes. Hey, here are HR recommendations and quotes from people who have used me. So I think that just, I mean,
that's huge.
It makes it even more robust, my ability to get more people. So
So have you started your website?
No,
Speaking of accountability.
My gosh, don't even remind me. Everything's been going well except that. Yes, I do need to get that going.
Because that, I feel like you could really...
Saying that back in January.
I know.
I haven't needed it yet. Like, I haven't needed a website yet.
Well, with how you...
I do need one, but just...
Yeah. With how you're describing your categories of, resumes and reviews, like, I feel like that would be a good place to be able to separate those, but people can see a whole list of, hey, this is all the positions, find what's tailored probably closest to you. Yeah. And then we start from there. Yeah. But that's such a streamlining your process of having, hey, all right, this is what you need. All right, bang, just pull one, doesn't matter, and here you go. Yeah. From that category. Yeah, because it's good to specialize and be a niche in something, but I feel like with resume writing, I've perfected the process to the point where I can serve all types of people, and I've proven the ability to serve all types of people. So I want to keep on telling people that. And at the end of the day, it's just storytelling, man. It's about taking the time to get to know someone and bring things out of them that they don't currently market themselves on. And you can do that with anybody. It doesn't matter what background they are. So that's cool. Have you ever thought of dabbling in their social medias too? Like if it's a business or an executive of some sort, like have you thought about trying to offer any social media assistance too? Or I've thought about just about everything, but actually I really do think about this stuff all the time and write it down. But I'm getting to the point where is it really smart for me to continue to just put more, because that's just more work for myself. Yeah. Do I want to just continue to stay in my bread and butter and do this? And I think yes, but I think I'm gonna have to hire more. I'm gonna have to hire people to take care of what I'm doing right now. Opening for Tim Allersmeyer LLC. Look on Indeed. All your job postings. Yeah. No, I do. $12 an hour, part time. It definitely is in the cards for sure. Yeah, it's gonna happen. But because not too long ago you were saying you're pretty close to being able to hire someone on for XYZ. You just need to especially what exactly they'll do. Yeah, especially if I want to do all this other stuff like content development and creating more digital products for people with this, because I'm not going to be able to do any of that stuff until I free up some of my time with the resume writing clients. But it's been good, man. It feels good to just continue to refine processes and just get better at it and more confident. And I find that I'm so much better on the phone now with people when I first talk to them, because that's been the biggest improvement I feel like, is my ability to consult people and give ideas to people, because each call I have just gives me more tools to be better for the next call. So trying to do that. Seen you on the links a lot too lately. Oh yeah. Yeah. That's my stress relief, man. I wouldn't be able to function properly in anything else if I didn't get outside and do that. For me, that's like drinking water. I need to get outside and do something. So, dude, it's funny. I saw. What'd you have, a 6:45 tea time a few mornings ago? Or something? Saturday. And it was cool, man, because I saw that, and in my mind, I forgot that it was Saturday. I wasn't. Man, you've noticed the same where we're on our own, so it's just another day. It's if someone wants to go hang Tuesday night or Saturday night, we can do whichever. But I didn't even think about, it's the weekend. But my initial thought was, man, a year ago he was waking up to work for someone else's orders, and now he's at that same time on whatever morning he wants. He can just go shoot 9 or 18 or 36. Yeah. And still just, all right, now I'll go work. Right. And I was so excited. I was like, yes. Dude, he's there. That's amazing. That's where he's at now. I was pumped up. Yeah. And for anybody who's in a situation where they dread getting up for work most days, I will say, I was so nervous at first making the transition from working to a company to working for myself. But I can tell you, waking up now, is so much easier than waking up before. And it's tough to describe, but it doesn't matter what time I wake up anymore, because I'm always ready to do more things for myself. And when you start to get the momentum going, it's just you want to keep on getting up earlier. Right. Yeah. That's funny you say that, because I've been just waking up on my own, way before my alarm at 6:30, 6:45. I'm all right, I feel good, so might as well. Getting between 7 and 8 hours, and then wake up super early, very quiet in the morning. I love it.
Yeah.
And all right, let's just start.
Yeah.
It's time.
It is.
So yeah, it's fun. I feel that. Well, good. I'm glad things are going. I know you've been just getting busier, so fun to hear.
Yeah. But I think it's time for me to take a step back and like, how can I delegate some of this stuff? Because it's getting to that point. I want to be able to dedicate meaningful time to as many things as possible. But yeah.
Now, would you have this? Whoever comes on it, like help with maybe social media content? Would you have them do? Trying to think of a better way to phrase it, but like kind of the more lower level resumes, so you can do more high executive stuff. Would you train them to do some of those too?
Yeah.
So you can focus on the heavier hitters, if you will.
For sure, that's a good question. Yeah, because like there's definitely resumes that are easier to do than others. Like people who don't have as much experience, it's not as long of a resume to do. So yeah, it would start out with that. But I wouldn't mind like also bringing someone on for like content creation as well. Taking that angle with it, like social media, or maybe even bringing someone on who helps me just generate more business, like someone who's like a kind of a salesperson, like goes out and reach out to people. There's so many different ways I could take it rather than just people just doing the work. But yeah, I feel like it's going to be a kind of a mixture of both writing resumes and just reaching out to more people.
Cool. Getting ready to scale.
Yeah.
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
Good shit.
What about you? How are things going with you? I mean, I know you got a lot of different stuff going on as well.
Yeah, so I got a handful of things, but I'm like in control of all my things. I can't take on another thing. Like I know where I still have free time, but like there's free time for me, and then there's free time to work more on something. But in terms of the coaching, just got a new nutrition client. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be tough because obviously I can't say who he is, but I can give a little detail. I have, as of like this past weekend-ish, I have it written down. I have 45 days to help this guy lose 30 pounds. Oh, wow. It's a big task. It's an aggressive cut.
Yeah.
Very aggressive cut. Yeah, he's got a particular weigh-in in a month and a half. And so, like, we've been through all of it. We've had a couple calls on the phone. He's a veteran too, so I have different discounted rates for veterans, but this is going to be super hands-on the whole way because like that's an aggressive cut. 30 pounds in 45 days. I would ideally like 4 or 5 months.
Yeah.
And I have a month and a half. So it's very doable, but I had to tell him up front, I was like, look, man, like, I'm on your team here. Like right now, I want nothing more than to see you be where you need to be on your way. Like, that's all I want right now.
Yeah.
And I was like, we can do this, but you really have to listen to me. Like, and I don't like going 0 to 100 with nutrition clients of changing a lot of things at once. I like to add a few things and leave it there for the start. And I'm telling them this. I'm like, but we're on a time crunch. We're going to have to change a lot pretty quick. It's like, I just want you to know that. Because it's my job to educate why we're doing what we're doing in order to have my clients comply.
Right.
If they're not complying, it's because I didn't educate them well enough. So.
And have you ever had a situation like this where you've had to help a client lose this much in this little of time?
Not this fast.
Yeah.
This is the quickest.
Is there a reason why the client wants to reach it by a certain date? Like, is that a client?
So yeah, he's got a weigh-in for ROTC.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, so he's already been active duty before. He's been deployed, but he's in school now in ROTC, and he's got a weigh-in for that. So there's also a body fat percentage component. So I'm playing both numbers. I'm playing weight, but I'm also playing body fat percentage. How much he's over by. All right, can we change more of that? You know, as it gets closer to, I'll see where our pounds are at, but I want to know where our body fat percentage is.
Yeah.
Because if we get under that, that's really the golden ticket. You know, the number of pounds is the perfect scenario, but we can still change a lot of compositional things and bring body fat percentage down without, you know, having to lose all 30 pounds. But we're still going to lose a lot of weight.
Yeah.
And so I just kind of gave him our initial start of the plan the other day, and we talked through it. I was like, I want you, like, you need to ask me any question you have. Like, nothing is a dumb question. I just need to know if you don't know something or something doesn't make sense. And I was like, is there any part of this right now that is not going to be doable for you for whatever reason, because he works, he's in school, this and that. And I wrote some workout programming for him too. And I was like, is any of this not going to be doable? I need to know. I can change things. I just need to know, 1 to 10. If you're at like 3s and 4s here, we got to change it up. And he's like, no, man, we're good. I was like, okay. So yeah, we're going to have at least weekly check-ins. I'll probably change his workouts 2 weeks in. I'm not going to go longer than that. A lot of resistance training. He was doing a lot of cardio, but I'm like, man, we don't shed pounds. Resistance training is what we're going to do. So, and then I have strategies for week of, last few days, night before, but he doesn't need to know all that right now. But I know those things, and I even told him, I was like, look, there are going to be days when this really sucks. I was like, but reach out to me. Don't feel like you can't. Be like, yo, man, this is bullshit. Like, yeah, dude, it's going to suck. And I told him there's going to be days where he's not going to like me. Yeah. I'm like, right now, we're aiming for a result. It's not doing it the safest, the best way, the most ideal way, but you're hiring me to get you a result. Yeah. That's what I'm going to do. Yeah. So I'm excited, a little nervous because, like I said, that's aggressive, but I'm excited for it. Yeah. Just to, show that, hey, I can do this with you. Yeah. Like, this is very doable. And he's like, that's what I like to hear.
Yeah. And that's why people hire you, because like they need that person that's going to help them to do things that they wouldn't have done themselves. And that's why a lot of people aren't able to accomplish some of the bigger life goals, is because they don't want to do things on the days that suck. So that's why they need someone like you to kind of push them through that.
Yeah. And I told him, I was like, look, man, if you're just struggling one day, like, hit me up. Yeah. Call me, text me. I don't care. Just hit me up, because this is a two-way street. Just, if I know you're struggling, like, I'll help you out.
Yeah. Is that how you normally do all the client stuff? Is you do like obviously an introductory meeting and then a weekly meeting throughout the entirety of the relationship?
Not for all of them. Some I'll just write a certain a plan for a certain length of time, and then I'm hands off. Okay. Because I can't be that hands on with everyone. I'll lose my mind. And normally, this hands on with someone, like I said, I give a discount to veterans, but for just general people, it's a little more expensive, just because I'm very hands on. I was like, look, if you have questions on ingredients, I'm giving him meal ideas, recipes, different ways to cook with this food or that food. I'm doing workout programming, which I'm going to change. So there's a lot of stuff I'm doing on my end. But again, this isn't someone I would want to talk through a plan or two, give a few timelines, and just give it to them and let them have it, and just be hands off. Yeah. Like I just wouldn't feel right doing that, and I don't think that person would get that exact result without me kind of on them.
Yeah, and I'm sure other people may communicate differently. Like other people may need extra attention. Some people may want it to be like more hands off.
For sure,
because you're gonna get different types of personalities.
Yeah,
too.
If someone's like, "Yo, man, I want you to come to the grocery store with me. I want like everything. I want to be able to call you, text you anytime." Like, okay, that's fine. Yeah, that'll just cost more because that's more of my time. Right. So yeah, but that's good. I think last time we talked, I was going into a CrossFit comp. So I've got that bug. Just because it was great.
You doing another one?
I will.
Nice.
For sure. So my team, we ended up, it was still a little checked about it. We somehow got in a 3-way tie for first. Okay. With 2 other teams, yeah. We were first going into our 4th event. 3-way tie for first. Whatever system they input all the scores and stuff into shot us out, and we got 3rd. Which makes no sense. So this is a worldwide, it was called Festivus. It's a worldwide event. And the teams that allegedly got 1 and 2 ahead of us at the gym we competed at, we did better than them in the world standings, which makes no sense.
Yeah, how does that work?
Exactly. Like, it's not like our scores change from world rankings to, like, our scores are going to be the same no matter what. Whether we did it at a box and it's compared to that gym or the world rankings. But anyway, so we were a little chapped about that, but it's still like first comp, podium on the first one. And now it's like, okay, we can see what we can do. In one of our events, our score was 8th in the world. So it was cool.
You can see why you got the bug.
Yeah, good experience.
You did so well in the first one.
Yeah, right. And it's one of those things, like, I'm competitive with business for sure. but I don't have to force other people to lose in business in order for me to win in business.
Mm-hmm.
But I wanted something where I'm like, I had to make someone else lose.
Mm-hmm.
And that kind of competitive itch, like whether it's Monopoly or CrossFit, like I'm playing to win the game.
Mm-hmm.
But I know you're competitive. You understand.
Yeah.
When we play pool, it's friendly, but it's competitive.
Yeah. Dude, I'm competitive just about anything I go into.
Yeah.
Especially like, I find like the more I get better at it too, the more expectations I have for myself.
Those get up, yeah.
Like I'm noticing that with golf. Like when I'll find myself like being a little more hard on myself, which I shouldn't be. But I think that just comes with you getting better at it.
Well, you've also played golf since you were super young, so like your expectation to do well there is extremely high.
Yeah.
Whether it's top golf or you're shooting a real 18, you know, like
top golf. People are having
you
fun.
bring your own clubs. Top golf, man. You're like, all right, hold on, let me smack this shit real quick.
Because their left-handed clubs suck. They only have like 2 or 3 at each station because no one's left-handed, so they don't have a wider selection for them.
You know, suggestion box, Tim.
Yep.
I think
Top Golf's gonna listen to me.
Well, if whoever's running that, if they're smart, they would.
Yeah.
Like, oh, hey, our left-handed stuff sucks, huh? All right, let's see what's wrong.
Yeah. Well, maybe they're using the 80-20 principle. 80% of their customers
probably. Damn them for reading a good book.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, I'm writing on Slack now, so I'm still doing stuff on Upwork, but those people transfer me to Slack.
Yep.
And there's no Upwork fees. And I was like, so is my price going to go up? Because they're like, yeah, usually once or twice a year we'll bring, writers that we think are doing better work over to this. I was like, all right, so it kind of felt nice. Because you never know where you stand, like with the editors and stuff.
Right.
And doing bigger pieces. And I was like, so is my price going to go up? And they're like, well, usually we don't, but yeah, we'll boost you up to this. I'm like, power of asking.
Yeah.
Power of asking. And so yeah, that's steady rolling, right?
And you were able to negotiate that because you've proven yourself as reliable.
Right. Right. So
it's amazing that you can do that once you've produced results.
Yeah.
So
that.
Don't be afraid to ask.
Coaching a lot at the gym. Coaching like the second most highest amount of classes.
Good, man.
So it's good. Yeah. I'm like I said, I'm doing a lot, but then there's a lot of things where they take little time here and there, so I can still fit things in.
I'll tell you what as well. Just me walking in here today, and me just recording you. Your demeanor just now versus what it was a year ago. Like I can just tell you're just at a way better place because things are starting to come together for you.
Appreciate that. Yeah.
And you're serving more people. Sounds like so.
That's it. Yeah.
It's amazing what that does for your mental health. The more people you help out, man, it's good.
Speaking to a semi-pro lacrosse team next month.
Yeah.
So about some performance. Yeah, it's just
good.
Things are starting.
Do you need
to
a videographer to come with you and film you while you do that?
Maybe that'd be some great content.
It would be. You should get some type of content from that. Whatever.
Yeah.
It is.
We still gotta go to the range. I'll pay for the range time.
Oh no, you don't have to. But yeah, let's do it.
Sweet. What kind of stock talk you got for us today?
Yeah, so today I'm gonna talk about crypto because I think right now it's an appropriate conversation because the whole crypto market is down like 60% right now.
Huge.
So for you people, I'm not gonna like sell you on buying crypto, but if you're trying to get into crypto for the next decade, I think now is a pretty good entry price to get in. Did it do low battery?
No, I'm just
flipping
up a little more.
Just in the camera there. But yeah, everything's down big time right now as of today's May 23rd, so yeah, everything's really down right now. And I have been heavy into like Ethereum and Bitcoin, and I'm going to continue to put more money into Ethereum as much as I can. But I actually started a crypto wallet on Coinbase, and I'm starting to get into like other different coins. Two of the ones that, and I don't want to get into too many at once. I've been kind of doing some like cost-based averaging and just alternating between 3 new ones, but the one that I want to talk about today is called Cardano. It's kind of a spin-off from Ethereum. So like Ethereum, there were like 5 founders that founded Ethereum.
Okay.
One of them broke off and started his own cryptocurrency because he didn't agree with them on a couple of different points. So he wanted to kind of start his own thing. So that's kind of what Cardano was built out to be. So the main goal of Cardano is to be a financial operating system, a global one that kind of establishes decentralized financial products, kind of like Ethereum does, like the ability to help financial institutions execute transactions better. Because like when like big banks, global banks do transactions, it usually takes like a couple days to do, and it's cost. There's a lot of cost to go into it. Cardano is something that streamlines that into an instant transaction. So I feel like they have the ability, much like Ethereum, to do that. And it's a research-based approach. So like Cardano was founded on a bunch of like peer-reviewed research, experimentation. There's over 90 different like papers written on it. And it's a blockchain that's said to have more capabilities than Ethereum. And it's kind of like it's a spin-off of Ethereum, but I think it has the ability to be better. So that's kind of why I got into it, and it's only trading at like $1.20 right now, so it's very, very affordable, and you can stack up a lot right now. So.
Yeah. Do you know projections on what that could get to in the next 12 to 18 months?
So that's the thing about crypto is like you don't know. Like some people are saying $5 in the next 10 years. Some people are saying it'll get up to 10. You don't really know. Like you don't know. Like some people are saying $5 in the next 10 years. Some people are saying it'll get up to 10. You don't really know. Like I mean with something like Dogecoin, like did anybody really think that it was going to go up that high? Like that's the thing. But I do think that I was attracted to it because it's founded on the same principles as Ethereum, Cardano. And that's one thing that I want people to understand is like these when you say cryptocurrency, like what is it? Like I want to invest in cryptocurrencies that are going to enable businesses to do smart contracts in the future. Like the big problem with business right now is our contract system is just it's out of date. Like it can be advanced more. Like when two businesses do business together, there's so many different things that are in these contracts that are like tough to like hammer through and define and apply. And there's a lot of information that gets lost in these contracts. And there's a lot of like external events that happen that may apply to the contract or something that the contract governs. So I think whenever like the smart contracts are going to fix that, 'cause you can verify information a lot easier. You can process contracts a lot easier. I just think like we went from paper contracts to DocuSign and doing that. I think this is like a whole nother level of contracts that I think people really need to pay attention to and start studying more. And I don't want to get too deep into it right now, but like do your research on what this is the future of what commerce is going to be, is smart contracts. So like
interesting
Cardano and Ethereum, like people talk about like Ethereum and Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a lot like holding gold 5 years ago, but like Ethereum is going to be more like applicable, and it's going to be like a much more like foundational, like scalable thing for businesses to use in the future. So that's why I'm a little more heavier on Ethereum right now than Bitcoin. I'm looking at other coins that are doing the same type of thing. But yeah, it's kind of my thought there.
Yeah, I've heard Cardano. I don't have any of it, but I've gotten into more alternative coins as well. So yeah, interesting you bring that up of like more application. You talked about Ethereum before just being quicker as well for like transfers and things, because like transferring Bitcoin can take longer, and doing that from either this app to that app or wallet to wallet just takes a while, and it's like it's not quick enough,
and it's more environmentally friendly too. Like I know Elon Musk made big headlines because he said that they're not accepting Bitcoin for their cars anymore because of the impact on the environment, but
something I never would have thought of.
Mining Ethereum is a lot. It produces a lot less energy than what it does with Bitcoin. So that's another kind. And same with Cardano. Like it's that's another thing to pay attention to as you go forward. And obviously that'll be refined over time. But right now that's what it is.
Yeah. Have you heard of SafeMoon?
I have. Yeah.
I've gotten in on that.
I like that. That they don't, when you buy it, don't they like charge a fee when you sell it? Like I heard that they like you have to pay like 7 to 10% when you sell it, so that it incentivizes people to hold it after they buy it.
I'm not sure because I haven't sold any.
Yeah, I think that's
I've only been buying.
That's what it is. But I don't know too much deep about it beyond that. I just know I think that incentivizes people to hold it.
Yeah, so I got in that. And have you seen this Dogelon Mars?
No.
Ticker symbol is Elon, and it's like. But so I was reading up on it, and I don't know exactly all the things I'm about to say. I'm no expert, but I guess it's project based, which has more weight with cryptos. If they're like quote unquote project based, again, I'm not kind of talking out my ass a little bit. I just read about it. Then it's more viable to be sustainable.
Yeah.
And that's like 0.0000, like 4 or 5 O's, zeros, not O's, but behind. And it's like, man, just get to 10 cents for me. Make it to 10 cents. Like, that's all I want. Then I'm out.
Yeah.
Because, you put like $100, $200 into something like that and it gets to 10 cents. Like,
yeah. Where did you buy that at?
So that's on Bitmart.
Okay.
The application Bitmart. So I have a few, and then I just got into, we were talking a little bit off camera before. There's this page, Millionaire Mentor, but this guy, Jason Stone, is kind of the head honcho of that. I tried to get him on our CBD, and I was emailing him. I was DMing this cat. I was like, bro, get in on this. Because he's talked about like network marketing, this and that before. I was like, all right, we got a banging product. His team reaches out to me. Before you know it, I'm signed up doing some day trading on cryptos, which I never thought I'd get into.
Mm-hmm.
I get all these DMs. You probably get them of these Forex traders. But I think half of them are scammers.
Yeah, I think most of them are.
And so I've never I've been close on something like, nah, you're full of shit. But I've followed these people for 3, 4, 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
So right away I was on the phone with somebody. I looked him up and signed up. So I just think one, it's a good skill to know how to read charts and graphs and know how to trade, know how the market works and responds. Mm-hmm. But man, it's super bullish, and I think it's a good time. And I asked this dude, I was like, what about the next 3 to 6 months? What if it's not as bullish, goes bear market? He goes, man, we're always scalping new coins. That's where we get into Forex too. I don't know much about Forex, but he's like, we have strategies in place. We have a guy that we work closely with. He's been in Bitcoin since 2011.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, so we have a lot of things in place, good strategies for the future. He's like, we're going to be just fine. He goes, good time to get in.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right. And worst case, if I lose X amount of money over the next 3, 4 months, okay. But I don't see that happening. I think it's going to be lucrative. And if it does turn out well, I'll let you know.
Okay.
So I'll be test dummy. And if it's like, this is going pretty well, Tim, you should put some time into this.
Gotcha.
So
we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. But yeah, I'm in some of the alternative coins, hoping they get to 10 cents. We'll see what happens. Maybe, maybe not.
Yeah.
Let's get Maseratis by the end of the year, Tim.
Yeah. No, I just want to. It's the diversification for me. I've been putting money into stocks every day for the last year, but I want to kind of shift my focus to what the future holds. And yeah, it's way riskier, but I mean.
Yeah. And we still have our stock portfolios too.
Yeah.
I bought a few more things of just stuff I already had last week just to.
Everything is at a discount right now. The market, the market has been going down like crazy the last month, and it's exciting because I just see it as a discount shopping spree.
Yeah, I saw you again. So when you post on the course, every time you hit a birdie, you bought these 3 things. Yeah. I was like, "This mama, come get this man."
Dude, I get because the thing is people freak out about Ethereum. Ethereum, it went up to 4. It was at 4,000, and it's at it was at 1,800 today. But a month ago, it was also at 1,800. Yeah. So a lot of people are freaking out for no reason. This is part of the game.
A month ago, Bitcoin was at 60 G's, and now it's at 35.
Yeah.
Yeah. So buy the dip. You know what else I bought more of, Tim?
What?
Take one guess. Take one guess.
Space.
Yes. Yes.
Virgin
Damn right I did. Yeah. Dude, Virgin Galactic.
You're so big on that.
I'm huge on it. I'm all in, baby.
I love it.
All in. A lot of baskets, but I got a bunch of eggs in that one.
Good.
Yeah, I saw it down at $13. Please, do it for me. Oh man. Yeah, interesting time the market is in right now. Words. So yeah, we'll see. All right, Tim. Well, I guess we did some RLEs. You got any more for your real life experience? I know our chop up we kind of caught up on some stuff.
Just one more small thing. Just RLE. Like I said before, I like to take what questions my clients are asking me and use that for process improvement, not only in future content development that I do, but also in my future interactions. And With my interview prep stuff. Yeah, so today I'm gonna talk about crypto because I think right now it's an appropriate conversation because the whole crypto market is down like 60% right now.
Huge.
So for you people, I'm not gonna like sell you on buying crypto, but if you're trying to get into crypto for the next decade, I think now is a pretty good entry price to get in. Did it do low battery?
No, I'm just
Good.
flipping up a little more.
Just the camera there. But yeah, everything's down big time right now as of today's May 23rd. So yeah, everything's really down right now. And I have been heavy into like Ethereum and Bitcoin, and I'm going to continue to put more money into Ethereum as much as I can. But I actually started a crypto wallet on Coinbase, and I'm starting to get into like other different coins. Two of the ones that, and I don't want to get into too many at once. I've been kind of doing some like cost-based averaging and just alternating between three new ones. But the one that I want to talk about today is called Cardano. It's kind of a spin-off from Ethereum. So like Ethereum, there were like 5 founders that founded Ethereum.
Okay.
One of them broke off and started his own cryptocurrency because he didn't agree with them on a couple of different points. So he wanted to kind of start his own thing. So that's kind of what Cardano was built out to be. So the main goal of Cardano is to be a financial operating system, a global one that kind of establishes decentralized financial products, kind of like Ethereum does, like the ability to help financial institutions execute transactions better. Because like when like big banks, global banks do transactions, it usually takes like a couple days to do, and it's cost. There's a lot of costs that go into it. Cardano is something that streamlines that into an instant transaction. So I feel like they have the ability, much like Ethereum, to do that. And it's a research-based approach. So like Cardano was founded on a bunch of like peer-reviewed research, experimentation. There's over 90 different like papers written on it. And it's a blockchain that's said to have more capabilities than Ethereum. And it's kind of like it's a spin-off of Ethereum, but it has the ability to be better. So that's kind of why I got into it, and it's only trading at like $1.20 right now, so it's very, very affordable, and you can stack up a lot right now. So.
Yeah. Do you know projections on what that could get to in the next 12 to 18 months?
See, that's the thing about crypto is like you don't know. Like some people are saying $5 in the next 10 years. Some people are saying it'll get up to 10. You don't really know. Like
that's great. I think that's fantastic. Because there should be homework done on the interviewee's side. You know, like, all right, if you want to work for them, you should know all about them. Yeah. If you really want to work for them.
Right.
But that just gets them more prepared than other candidates. It's like, oh, no one else talked about this. No one else said how they could provide that much value in this role, but it's true.
Yeah.
Do you ever try to have them link their value provided with dollar signs, or dollar amounts, or just with, say, an efficiency thing, or just amount of work produced?
Yeah, I mean, it depends. Like, there's multiple ways you can go about that. Like, obviously, when I write the resume, I want to quantify as much as we can. And numbers drive the point home even more. Like, it depends on what skill they're looking for. Like, if it's more of like a business production skill, like if you're going for like a sales job, or if you're going for a job that measures things based on like stats and numbers, I would be like, maybe it would be more applicable to use numbers here. But if you're going for like a people-oriented business, or like a management role, I think focus more on like the soft skills. Don't need to, but I would say it helps, but it's not obviously required to use numbers. But
got it.
That's kind of what.
So you kind of tailor to what the role. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, people do like to show impact. Numbers give you even more proof, so I think that'd be good to add when you can. Yeah,
good deal, man. Like I said, we covered quite a bit. I'd say I'm still on the one businesses are all on the up and up, which is cool. Like stuff's working still, so it's just keep the foot on the gas. Just because it starts to look up doesn't, we can't take our foot off. But I've also really been diving into expanding my network in the right ways and putting more time and energy into those relationships. I have a lot of good friends, but I also need to have my circles of people where, okay,
I'm with them to level up. Like I'm going to spend more time with these people because we're all helping each other get up to a different level in this game.
Yeah.
And, it's not that I'll stop being around certain people and groups. It's just like I've had to put more time and energy into those types of relationships.
Yeah.
Of, hey, we're going to a different place.
Yeah.
And that's just my trajectory. Not everyone has to do that. That's just what I'm going after.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we talk enough about who you surround yourself with and what you turn into and become. And yeah, so I've been very careful of that the last, 3-4-ish years. And now it's like, all right, I see the types of people we need to rub shoulders with.
Dude, yeah, I couldn't agree more. I've been doing a lot of thinking about that myself lately, about who in my life is actually taking the time and energy to ask me about my business and ask me about how I'm improving things, keep me accountable. Like, I just found like once I take a step back and think about that, there's a very small amount of people, and that gets me thinking about some things, to be honest with you. So I'm glad you said that.
Yeah, man, you should just grab lunch with me, and you've met Kyle Harbaugh, him and just a couple other people, because most of the time when we get together, we just talk about everything that everyone is doing, and that's it. Like, it's not like, hey, get in on this. It's just, hey, let's just hang, strategize, help each other strategize, whatever they need help. And so, yeah, next time we get together, I'm gonna hit you up.
Please text me. I'll be there.
You love those lunches. Like, we get into it.
Yeah.
And it's all business. Like, it's fun, but it's all business. And it's,
Need more mastermind groups like that.
Yeah, I believe in those. Those types of lunches. Like, it doesn't have to be every day or every week, but a few times a month, where you get with your niche of just hungry go-getters. Like, all right, dude, it is all gas, no brakes.
Yeah.
And that kind of keeps you, I don't want to say motivated, but when you hear progress of other people, like, you're happy for them. It's like, okay, they're staying on it. I gotta stay on my shit too.
Yeah, it's motivating. It's proof to see other people do it, and you feel a connection to them, and just turning it around. Like, they may ask you questions about what you're doing that you would have never thought of before, and give you insights on things, and you can help people out. But just people sharing about their successes. I'm sure that's Please let me know next time. I will be there. I will rearrange things so that I can be there.
Definitely will do. Yeah, like I said, man, there's so many just motivational speakers and this video and that video, and you can get so overwhelmed and you get so excited for 30 minutes, and it's like, then it's gone.
Yeah.
Having these lunches a few times a month, it's enough to if you start to dip, we have one, all right, we're back up, and it keeps you going steadily.
Yeah.
And it's not these huge spikes up and down. It's like, it's no, okay, they're still doing well. I got to stay on it. We're going to meet up in a couple weeks. All right. Where have we all gotten progress from, or lack thereof, and what happened? And it's just like, hey, man, just try this. Or it's, someone who knows nothing about someone else's business, here's their problem. Have you tried this? And it sounds so simple. It's like, fuck, no, I didn't even think about that. And that's what happens.
Yeah.
So, yeah, dude, I'll hit you up.
All right, good.
Other than that, like I said, got some new clients and patients with some things. All that's going well. Coaching, staying on it. Subscribe to our Off the Dome Radio YouTube page. That's some real life experience for that ass.
Yeah. See our beautiful faces.
Yep. Finally time to show it off. Ready to get down and nerdy with it?
Yeah, for sure.
Book talk. I wanted to bring up, so I'm still reading. I know in the past I've talked about mindset and things, still working through that with all the coaches at the gym, but wanted to talk about Crush It by Gary Vaynerchuk today, because I know the last episode, this episode kind of referred to, I've just kind of changed my branding and my marketing. And yes, I do nutrition and rehab and breathing, but instead of saying all those things, like saying each thing all the time when someone asks, I deal with performance. That's really what I do. From Gen Pop to athletes. I really love working with athletes, but in terms of marketing myself, I'm helping people perform better. Maybe that's just picking up a laundry basket without hurting their back, to generating force to a golf swing, a softball pitch, a this or that, lacrosse, getting ball speed there. Like, principles are very similar, it's just different applications. So I'm like, how can I go about changing the way that comes across? And Gary Vee talks about, like, your personal brand is everything you put on the internet. So create content with purpose
not just meaningless shit that anyone can say. So, and yeah, I'll post about things that interest me, like I like Indian motorcycles. I like Maseratis. Like I'll post those things, but I post a lot of business stuff. My videos, I'll reuse old content, this and that. Even just a simple daily quote from our Off the Dome page. Just something that's like, oh, people should probably see that today because it helps. But it's telling stories. So that's one thing Gary Vee is big on. Just tell the story. We use that in Simply Nano to just tell stories. Don't sell products. Like watch this to see how.
Yeah.
So now
transparency.
My most recent one where I give enough, but I don't give away the special sauce, right? So I talk about getting ball speed with a softball pitcher. I'm like, okay, that is productive content. Like that shows me getting results for people, and that's what people need to understand. Yeah, is I get results. Yeah. So creating content with purpose and letting people see me post about what I want to be known for, not just what might get likes.
Yeah. That's good, man. That's authentic.
Yeah, if something I love doing and I say shit and it goes viral, it goes viral. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But it's what I'm doing. Yeah. So, Gary Vaynerchuk.
Bet.
Crushed it.
Yes.
What you got for us today, Tim?
Yeah, so today it's from You Incorporated, You Inc. by Harry Beckwith. One thing that stuck out to me, and it kind of applied, this can apply to, I'm trying to think, I mean, for my situation, it's me talking with clients and the first interaction with them. It can apply to you meeting someone for the first time, whether it's you meeting someone to establish a business relationship, go for a job. Anytime that you're meeting someone for the first time, it says that people do not gather data to make a decision. They often gather it to justify a decision they already made. And they talk about how first impressions are lasting, but first impressions are also the final decision. I would say in most cases. Like sometimes someone might have an opinion about you and you can win them over time, but most people who you meet, like they're going to make a decision about you, in my opinion, within the first like couple minutes of meeting you. 100%. So I have really worked on my my mindset with like really milking the hell out of the first 2 minutes of that conversation, and making sure that like, I'm not saying like I don't treat the rest of the conversation as important, but like I've been really like strategic about how I approach the first couple minutes of that conversation. And you're more on that initial, and then you back off a little bit, but it's I have my shit together, but I want to make sure that person knows that I have my shit together in that first 2 minutes. So like with any new call with like a new client, there are 3 things that I do to like, because I know they're judging me in that first 2 minutes about how I am. So like here's some things I do to kind of win them over. First is in the way I greet them. So like I always use my name in the way I greet them. Like say their name first. That's obvious, but like ask them how they're doing. Like if they're having a good week. Like I don't like to jump straight into what we're doing. I like to at least call them by their name, see how they're doing, and read it from there. Like when you say how they're doing, if they like give you more information than what you're thinking about, ask them about that. Like I'm remodeling my house right now. That's an opportunity to ask about that and speak about something personal before you get into it. Oh, what do you break the ice a little bit? Yeah. Sometimes people will be like, I'm good. They won't give you any more than that. If they don't, then move on to the next step, which is what I'm talking about. And it's set groundwork for the conversation. Outline what you're going to talk about. So like with every new client, I always ask them like, hey, like, I want to give you, one thing I ask is like, hey, like, I appreciate your time today. Thank them for their time as well. Like, show them that their time is valuable. So I say, thank you for your time today. And then the 3 things I ask every conversation about, like, hey, here's what we're going to do. Hey, we're going to talk about your goals here. We're going to talk about what you want to accomplish. And the second thing I say is like, hey, I want to answer any questions that you might have about my work or my process. And then the third thing I say, I've taken a look at your resume. Now we're going to figure out some things on how to make it better. Do those 3 things sound good to you? I set the expectation for the conversation. And then when they say yes, they now know what we're going to talk about. Because I feel like a lot of people who approach me like, you can't assume that everybody's worked with a resume writer before or everyone knows what you're about. But if you set like kind of a quote unquote agenda of what you're going to talk about, that puts people more at ease because they know like what to expect for the rest of the conversation. Right. So those are the 3 things I always ask with people. Like, hey, like we're going to just go over that stuff. So yeah. I think that's good because no matter what it is, people are always a little skittish of what they don't know or the unknown. So
like one that comes off professionally, comes off like you've done this before. This isn't your first go around.
Yeah.
You know what's likely to happen, like the end result, and you have a pretty good idea what they need, and they have a pretty good idea you're probably going to be able to help them.
Yeah.
But when you lay it out, it's like it's less intimidating. And to your point, they've probably never worked with a resume writer. More likely they haven't. And so it just kind of puts them at ease, like, all right, that's all we're going to talk about. Like, I'm not in the interview hot seat right here.
Yeah.
It's just he's getting a feel for me, vice versa. We're just having a conversation.
Yeah.
But I think the first impression thing is also huge. And whether it's, business or social setting, greeting them, saying their name. And I might throw in something different once in a while, like, oh, hey, pleasure to meet you.
Yeah.
Very few people say, oh, pleasure to meet you.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, hey, nice to meet you.
Right.
But yeah, and then if it's someone that, it looks like you'll see them in the future, I think hanging on to things that they tell you or talk about for the next conversation, you can say, hey, how's it going with your house project, with your bathroom? You're remodeling your bathroom, right? You were trying to get those granite countertops. Like, oh, shit, yeah. Wow, good memory. Like, yeah, it's going really well.
Yeah.
But, when you do that, then, if your first impression was pretty good, then it's like you follow up with something like that. And in their mind, like, you're living rent-free in their head because, like, well, that was impressive. Like, he remembered remodeling this, or I had this project at work. This was giving me a hard time. Janet was giving me bullshit at the water cooler. Like, I just think it's good when you can follow up like that. Then people understand, like, oh, this one's a little different. Like, okay, they're really listening to me. They're not just hearing me. They're listening to what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And it's that 2 ears, 1 mouth bit. Like, use them proportionally.
Yeah.
So you mentioned something I wanted to ask real quick. When you ask people about if they have questions regarding your process with resume writing and things, what kind of feedback, like, do you ask them, like, hey, anything you would have liked to have seen different? What kind of things would you want changed if we were doing this again? What kind of feedback have you gotten in terms of process improvement?
Yeah, when I ask
or
people,
are you just perfect already?
When I ask people after the fact,
yeah,
I would say the biggest things that I need to improve on, and because I tell people to be brutally honest, I would say the biggest thing that I need to improve on is, like, more consistent conversation from the time I meet with someone until the time I deliver the project. Because, like, oftentimes, like, I'll meet with someone and we'll have a really good conversation, whether it's for 30 minutes or an hour, and we'll have, like, back and forth. Like, I'll have people send me jobs they want to go for, just any relevant information, follow-up information. But I feel like the one thing I can do better is, like, more, like, back and forth conversation as I'm working on the project. Because, like, when I deliver the project to them, we'll jump on another phone call to go over everything, or they'll give me feedback. But I think sometimes it's tough for me, and I think this kind of goes with the fact of, like, just the amount of clients I work with. It's kind of tough to always be in contact with every single one while I'm working on a project.
Right. Sure.
I would just say be a little more like ask more questions as I'm working on the project. I think that's the main feedback I've gotten. But that's more of, like, a communication thing, and that's something that can be improved on. I'm trying to think of anything else, any big improvements. I would just say that's the biggest thing.
Cool.
Like, I'm pretty good at what I do right now. I just think it's a matter of how can I, like, delegate, and that's a delegation thing. Like, that's I mean, if I had someone that could take care of that for me, and, like, and work with clients on, like, any questions that they have, and more like client communication, I guess.
Yeah, doing the follow-up.
Yeah, customer service, like.
Yeah, hey, touch base. This day is the halfway mark. Give them this update. This is how it's going. See if they have any questions. Yeah. And if not, I'm going to keep chugging ahead. Yeah. Yeah, interesting.
That's the biggest thing.
It's good. Yeah, that's good, though. I mean, it's not something that's not drastic. No. That's a very easy change. Right. So you'll be working on that this week then.
Yeah, for sure.
And the website.
Yeah, and I really have been like, if I have, like, a question on something, like, offhand asking someone, like, people really do appreciate when you try to, like, clarify the information, even if it's kind of like an obvious question. It may not have seemed obvious to me, but it's good to ask them.
Right. Yeah, I'd rather have someone ask a question even if I've said it already, than assume incorrectly, and then the whole project is, gone. So, good deal, man. Anything else to wrap up this lovely episode?
No, I'm good on my end.
Excellent.
Got a lot of good stuff in here.
All right, everyone. Thank you as always for hanging with us, listening, watching, doing a little bit of both, whatever you chose. Subscribe to our YouTube page at Off the Dome Radio. Might show up as RLE Media based off our email address, but you'll find it. Just search it and hit that little subscribe. We are also on social medias at Off the Dome Radio. Hit us up. Let us know the types of people that maybe we should reach out to. If you have someone interested in being on the show, just kind of doing things a little bit different, living life on their terms, we want to talk to any and all those types of folks. So, as always, thank you so much, and until next time, we're out.